there's like also different types of dimensions, right? Like I said, with DC's and stuff, like there's different realms is also considered. Dormammu's dimension is considered another universe, but it's not. Doctor Strange is in the Dormammu universe because he can't. Dormammu universe is different from Law's physics. Humans can't exist in anyways. So what about those? Like Marvel still hasn't defined multiverse yet, well enough yet, because they already showed.
It's because you kind of can't. You know what I mean? It's just like with time travel. It's like, okay, I'll give you this quick theory, but perhaps it's a bigger discussion for another day. If you look at Back to the Future, there is effectively when they talk about time, it effectively means two different things. So you're in back, and I'll use Back to the Future as the example, which it's based on, but it applies to a lot of different time travel stuff. So you either have like time, Marty McFly goes back into the past, and then, you know, he interferes with his own existence. And so then he looks at a photograph and his brother and then his sister start to disappear. And eventually he starts to disappear, right? The fact that they start to fade away, it takes about a week until he's in the middle of playing like Earth Angel on stage. Now, if he'd been able to quickly get into the DeLorean and it's still got some plutonium, if he'd gone into the future, he just vanished instantly because he would have gone beyond the point where he was going to disappear on stage, because that is linear time, but you also have time that is relevant just to the individual. Because if he'd skipped forward, if he'd got a week before he faded out, his countdown is personal just to him. And if you're like, does this work out? Then I'd say look at Back to the Future 2, because old Biff steals the almanac, steals the time machine, takes it back to the past, and is somehow able to return to 2015, whereas he should have arrived in his personal future, which would have been the evil 1985 version.
In this is why I proved that I think many of the cartoons did this as well, but you would remember what they did in the Spider-Verse, where like you can't stay in another multiverse, another universe for long.
Yeah.
You need a device to actually, you know, help you stabilize your own particles, because your own particles doesn't exist in this moment. Which again, it has the same laws of physics, so it kind of is. But we'll just go with it. I like that idea. That kind of puts a deadline. This crutch is what's going to put the deadline on you.
I mean, that might also, if we take that kind of logic because we've discussed this before, how did Steve Rogers return to his to give the shield to Sam when he would have been in a different timeline? It's like there just has to be some rule where his personal, before the window of opportunity closed, he was able to sneak back through.
Yeah. So how did Steve Rogers stay there though?
Do we know that he did?
Yes, because he grew old.
No,
Yeah, go
on.
He also danced with Peggy.
No, we know that he danced with Peggy, right? But maybe he stayed in that universe. Oh yeah, because then it would have closed on him.
That movie did so many things wrong. That movie did so many things wrong. Okay, I was screaming this stuff out when the movie came out. That's why, like, there were a lot of reasons why I didn't like Endgame more than Infinity War, because one of the reasons is when they did this time travel bullshit.